3 masculine traits you didn't know were masculine. Let's go. Number 1, being independent. Now let's say we have Clarence. Clarence values getting along with people a lot. So he is very nice and he is very loving. He doesn't like disagreements very much or confrontations. That is the reason why he stays on topics that are politically correct. He avoids saying anything offensive and usually keeps his opinion to himself. Clarence is liked by many. Then you have Daniel. Daniel has a strong sense of integrity. That is why he is very honest and he usually says what he thinks on his mind. He thinks that having his own opinion is more important than getting along with everybody, because he thinks that it's normal not to be liked by everyone. People usually love him or hate him. There's not a lot of people in between. He's a very polarizing person. Now between the two, which one do you think is more masculine? Obviously Daniel. The reason being is because he's more independent. Independence is a masculine trait because it shows strength of character. It shows that you're willing to stick up to your values and what you truly believe in. It shows integrity and it shows self-leadership. A masculine man will follow what he thinks is right internally. He's not going to follow someone else. A man who voices his opinion is willing to be disliked. Because when a man has integrity, he will say what he truly feels about the subject. He will voice his opinion and sometimes people will not follow him, but he's still willing to stand up for what he believes is the right thing. That is called self-leadership, masculinity. A masculine man values more respect than being liked by others. Number 2, being self-centered. Let's come back to nice guy Clarence. Since Clarence is a very nice and loving person, he prides himself in being selfless and always giving to people. He's always there for his friends and he's always very generous with his time and attention. Clarence feels good about himself because he feels like he's a good person. Then when it comes to Daniel, he has a lot of goals that he wants to accomplish. He understands that his goals require a lot of time and attention, so he puts all the effort towards his goals. He prioritizes them. He would love to hang out more with his friends and have a lot of fun, but he's so focused on being better as a person and bettering himself, bettering his life, and living his purpose. He has a lot of goals he wants to achieve, and he's very, very selfish with his time. He puts himself first as a priority. Now the reason why being self-centered is a very masculine trait is because when you're a masculine man, you're a man on a mission. You have purpose. You have a lot of things to do. You want to better yourself, to be more competent, stronger, so you can bring more value to the world that you live in. You understand that the only way you can give more is to have more to give. So you work hard to have more to give. The masculine man is more focused on providing and protecting, on his purpose, on his life mission. The feminine man is more focused on the love and the relationships that's flowing in his life. Trait number 3, having strong boundaries. Coming back to Clarence, when people don't talk to him with respect, he doesn't let them know. He thinks that if he's nice to people and that people get to know him better, they're going to realize that he's a very nice person and they're going to be friends with him. He avoids confrontations and always tries to get along with people. For that reason, he doesn't get into a lot of confrontations, but also for that reason, he doesn't get respected a lot. It doesn't bother Clarence too much because he still thinks that he is a good person himself. Then, coming back to Daniel, whenever someone disrespects him or whenever he feels disrespected, he just uses his silence as a means to let them know that he will not continue in the conversation in which he is not respected. Daniel has high standards of respect for himself. Because he works hard to do the right thing and to be the good person, he doesn't allow anybody treat him with anything less than what he thinks he deserves. Because of his willingness to disengage, people become more friendly and they treat him with respect more when they talk to him. Having strong boundaries is a sign of strength and masculinity. It's a sign of independence because you're willing to walk away from people, because you don't need them, because you're self-sufficient. The more tolerant you are as a man, the more people will step over your boundaries, and the more people will disrespect you, and the more emasculated you will become. If you've enjoyed this video, then I recommend you watching my video on how 99% of men are not masculine enough. Right here. Stay focused. Stay real.